best angle was.
Which is? That one. Well, then you should sit there.
I look 51 this side and 62 that.
I'll be the
Where
judge
should
of
I
that.
sit?
Over there, in the 61 seat.
Look at all this.
My guests tonight are Bruce Robinson, who wrote Whitnall and I, Ian Ross, who didn't, and Joanna Bowen, who also didn't. Thank you. Are you writing now? Because your book just came out, and you're making money now, aren't you?
No.
You're kidding. I thought this was the big... Have you read this book?
No, what is it?
Tell us a little. No, we don't
Talk,
let anybody
talk.
plug.
Talk about
You don't want to plug?
No plug.
What the fuck do you think I've been driving for 4 hours for?
All right, plug.
But everybody wants to know what's real and what isn't. I mean, were you
Shit's real.
did you shit in your pants when you were little?
What's the when you were little section?
Is that an illness? Is that like a...
It's called incontinence. Isn't it?
Yeah, incontinence when you're older, but it's something
Incontinence
charming
is something
when
you
you're...
long
When you're a
for.
child, it's called
It's called-
revenge. It's, Freud wrote a whole book about childhood shit, and it's very closely associated with the superego. We're not running, are we?
No, we're not running.
Very closely associated with the superego, i.e. the first reward that you get as a child from your parents is when you shit when they want you to.
And they go, hurrah.
Hurrah, good
And you
boy,
still
good
remember
girl,
that.
you
Yeah,
know.
it is.
That's what you get your first. Now,
Your
if
first
you-
hurrah.
Your first hurrah.
That
If-
could be a title.
Yeah.
A story of potty training.
Anyway, sorry, it's yours.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Go on, go.
So when you shit, so that is a healthy superego developing when your parents praise you for shitting when they want you to. If, however, they don't love you, you will probably not give them something
to be pleased about.
to be pleased about, i.e. your shit
At will.
inappropriately, at will, constantly. You know, oh, sorry.
But also when you want to rather than when they want to. Surely that's
Well,
to do
when
with
I
holding on
wanted
to the
to, yeah.
power.
Yeah.
So you did it in inappropriate times because you knew you weren't getting rewarded anyway. Let's just make it simple for the viewers.
This isn't going to be on
It's
camera.
not going to be on.
No. But I never know with someone like you whether all the lights are turned off.
There are a lot of cameras looking at it.
It's true. I mean, it's, you know, it's...
I was in Bristol Cathedral, shook one down there. I was
That
about
guy's
6
got
years
his camera
old.
on. I know, yeah.
What? You shit in the Bristol Cathedral?
Sat in Bristol Cathedral and played it like Pele up the aisle. Can you imagine?
What age did you do
About
that?
6. So here it comes. I couldn't do. What could I do?
I mean, is it true that your dad beat you senseless?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
At
That'll
what
turn
age
into a
did-
kind of David Dimbleby interview. Though, if we go down
What
that
age was
street.
that?
From the age of 4 till about 14.
Until you got big enough to beat him back?
No, to run and get out.
Didn't have to do with it wasn't your dad? I'm
Wasn't
sorry,
he not
but
your
that's
real
what's
dad?
interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't his real
Well,
dad.
I didn't know
No, I
that.
heard it wasn't your real
I
dad.
didn't know that, though. I didn't know it.
So he did.
Well, he must have done.
Didn't he
was
find
in-
out that he wasn't?
Yeah, when I was about 4 years old.
Yeah.
And he
Is that
came...
why he kept hitting you, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to punish my mother for her miscreant behaviour.
Well, how'd you find out at 30? Was somebody dying and they said,
Yeah,
oh, by the
play of
way?
the week. Grandmother died.
Play of the week.
And yeah, and on the deathbed, you know.
Said?
Said to my sister, he's not...
And then croaked?
Yeah, so now we find out that... found this out. It was horrible. Because I had a lot of time as as a young man when I had no money, and I was indeed on national assistance for a long time, seeing this very expensive psychiatrist to try and work out what all this was. You know, and
Where's the rage coming from? Yeah.
Yeah, and they wouldn't tell me, you know. They knew I was seeing this shrink. Anyway.
And they knew.
Do you feel like now it's all made sense? I mean, do you...
I was going to ask if it was cathartic writing about it.
No, you can never
No,
get
not
it out
really,
enough.
Nothing is. No.
Nothing is. If you didn't have the writing, where do you think your head would have gone? Or would you just end up insane and a criminal?
Insane in a criminal.
And a
What, you
criminal.
mean having sex with a criminal?
Yeah, with a criminal, with a poultice on your head. Where do you, I mean, is that like the kind of anger you get it like somebody gets a, you know, an axe, or a serial killer gets a, you know,
I don't
a blade?
I don't think I w- no, I'm really, well, you know me for years.
I
really.
know,
I'm
but
a
I don't know you.
non-violent man. Well, I'm a completely, absolutely pacifistic person.
On the
who,
outside.
And you never feel like hitting your own kids?
Oh, God, no.
No, because it is interesting. I mean, this whole thing that the whole thing repeats like a pattern. It repeats in generation to generation, and then you hear a story like that, and it clearly doesn't. I mean, there is There are some people who actually can
Well, because
blame
he's
their
got an art.
parents.
Once you've got an art, you're kind of
No, but it
home free.
doesn't- it
Don't
Do
you?
you
doesn't.
think it's that? Do you think it's the art as a palliative and that actually that directs it all somewhere different?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that you need to break syndromes. I think they do.
Yeah, you need to
run-
break syndromes, but it isn't necessarily by writing about it or anything.
No,
No.
I don't think
I
it's
mean, I
the
think
art.
the first thing you have to do is to get to know that it happened and that you might do it, or that you feel. I mean, I did with my kids. Felt that, you know, angry, and you know, when they were born.
Why angry when they were born?
Well, I knew
Because they were Germans.
Why angry when they were born?
Focus, why were you angry when they were born?
I didn't